and some other things that we will be doing moving forward, such as introducing some other products and services that the BBB offers, as well as some of the accredited businesses will have a chance to speak from an expert perspective on some of the things that they are doing as well. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. The goal of this webinar is to show everyone that's on the call how to properly optimize their BBB profile so that they can maximize their digital presence. A lot of individuals don't realize this when joining the BBB, that their BBB profile is extremely important to the way your business shows up on Google. Outside of making sure that your account information is correct and making sure that we have the right contact information when an individual leaves or joins your company, we also want to make sure that you receive that information. But your BBB profile 100% has an impact on your SEO with Google and how you show up. Google actually utilizes the BBB's information to vet new businesses and new service businesses that come into business to make sure that they're actually legitimate business. So this is something that started probably about a year and a half, 2 years ago, where Google started utilizing the BBB's database in order to vet companies to make sure that they weren't scam artists or just coming in to communities taking advantage of consumers, which is very important to you as a business owner. I'm going to talk for a little bit about SEO because I think it's really important to understand the why. And sometimes, people throw out terms and they think that everybody knows what they're talking about. But I want to make sure that everybody follows me when I say this. And I'm going to stop right here also. If you have questions, just please raise your hand. I have somebody that's co-hosting with me that will let me know when there's a question in the chat so that we can answer those questions as we go. This is meant to be very informative and informal. So do not hesitate to ask a question if you have. But first of all, I want to talk a minute about SEO and why it's important to your business. SEO is basically search engine optimization, and it is how your website is ranked on Google, right? So every website is basically goes through a ranking system with Google, and the ranking system determines who is going to show up first, second, third, and how that is determined is based off of what is in your website and whether or not it is connected with other reputable links such as bbb.org, Facebook, and other reputable business links that are out there that can also be connected to your website. So I just want to make sure everybody had the foundation as far as the information on what SEO is and why it's important to your business. All right, so I did a Google search just for roofing contractors in Birmingham, Alabama. Very simple. I want to make sure that you know exactly what SEO is and how it comes up. So this is a search for roofing contractors. When it first pulls up, you will see what's called sponsored ads. So all of the ads that are sponsored and where it says Google guarantee, individuals are paying to be there. That is not free. That is something that individuals have budgets and they are paying Google to be in those spots. That is not SEO. This is also the map section, which is also sponsored. That's not SEO either. This is what SEO is. And typically bbb.org for many business types is going to show up on the first page of the search results. This is where your SEO is important, right? And as you can see, bbb.org is the Better Business Bureau is on Google's first page when it comes to roofing contractors and many other types of business for that particular matter. All right, so I want to walk you through some tips of how you can increase your BBB profile so that it can impact your SEO positively, and things that you should not do because it can negatively impact your SEO. Okay, So you want to make sure that your BBB profile, first of all, you have to log into it, right? Many of you, if you've been with us for a long time, you know you have a BBB profile that you have 100% control over. You can log into it and you can update any information. Um, and see all of the things that I'm talking about. So you want to make sure that you have quality content, right? So there are tons of roofing contractors on bbb.org. What stands a company apart is how much information they put into their actual profile. In the business overview, this is where I'm going to kind of guide you guys into knowing what to put in there. You need to have at least 150 characters of unique content. Do not copy what's on your website and put it on your BBB profile. You want to make sure that your grammar is correct and all of the information is correct that you're putting in there. You also don't want to stuff it with a whole bunch of keywords. Like if you're a roofing contractor and you do commercial roofing and residential roofing, you want to keep it minimal. You don't want to stuff it with a whole bunch of keywords because that can seem like spam to SEO and it can negatively impact your the way you're listed. You also don't want to make claims in that particular section either, such as, you know, you're the best roofing company in town or the only person to do X, Y, and Z. Just basically put a good list of your products and services that you offer, and it will help your SEO positively when it's connecting to Google. So that's just, we're going to talk about a couple of tips. Categories, you want to make sure that you're in all relevant categories to your business. Also make sure that you're not in, categories that you don't want a lot of business from. I can't tell you how many times I've had customers to say, well, I don't do this and I'm getting a whole bunch of jobs for commercial roofs and I'm not a commercial roofing contractor. And you go to their BBB profile and it's actually there, right? So you want to make sure that you're reviewing your categories and making sure that they are up to date. Your contact information, make sure that all of your contact information is correct for anybody and everybody that has anything to do with your business. If it's just the owners, fine. But if there's managers and any other relevant staff that need to be a part of the contact tree, then you need to also make sure that that is updated as well. Okay. And the reason for that, one, is because you want to make sure that individuals, if a consumer is trying to contact you, that they're actually contacting somebody that's there at your company. That is one thing that can frustrate a consumer, is trying to reach out and they can't reach a physical person. But also from a complaint standpoint, if for some reason you have somebody that filed a complaint, which complaints aren't always bad, you want to make sure that you get that complaint and you have an opportunity to respond to it in a timely manner. So that is why contact information is extremely important. Okay. You also, again, want to make sure your services and products are up to date, as well as your operation hours, the time you are going to be open and closed, and then also the service area. If you only cover Jefferson County, then you want to make sure that your service area is specific to Jefferson County and doesn't incorporate any other, and vice versa. Pictures and videos are extremely important, and this is where a lot of business owners miss. Most of the time, a picture is worth 1,000 words. I think we've all heard that before. But anytime you can show pictures of your work or you can have a video, it is absolutely free, but it is also one of those things that Google picks up on, and it, again, also impacts your SEO in a positive way. Do not add links that hyperlink to other images because, again, Google frowns on that particular, like, hyperlinks and things of that nature. Okay. For photos, I put the ratio here, but if you've ever have a question about the size of a particular picture or a video, you can always reach out to us, and I'll have contact information at the end. Make sure that you're adding your social media links. So if you have Facebook, Instagram, X, or any of the social platforms, make sure that those are also attached to your profile. And what is key about this is consistency. In order to maximize your SEO presence on Google, Google looks at what's called new and unique content. Okay. So anytime you are putting new and unique content on your BBB profile or on your website, it is one of those things that you get extra points pretty much, because I look at SEO as being a points game. It's not one thing versus another that makes your SEO functional and effective, but it's all of the things that encompass your SEO productivity that you need to be consistent with maintaining on a consistent basis. If you have a website and it's on Google and you never do anything to it, I almost liken that to having a storefront with your lights off. If you're never touching your website or flickering your light on to show that your business is open, Google will assume, and I say Google, I mean the computer basically, because that's all that it is. The algorithm basically says this business isn't open, and so I am not quote unquote relevant when somebody is looking for said business in a search on Google. Okay. The other thing that I want to make sure, and we're going to cover this a couple of times, is that you want to make sure that your addresses, phone numbers, email addresses, business name are consistent across all platforms. And I'm going to show you a tool that you can utilize in order to make sure that your listings are consistent across all platforms. So this is what a business owner that has maximized their BBB profile looks like. Of course, their name is there. Their contact information is all there. It's connected to their website. They have photos and videos on their profile. They have promoted the customer reviews, and they also have responded to their complaint. One tip that I want to give you is just like to reiterate, because I believe in saying stuff multiple times to make sure that you understand the importance of it. You need to make sure that your business name, address, numbers are consistent across all platforms. This is an example. So Hinkle Roofing Products, Inc. technically could be Hinkle Roofing Products, Hinkle Roofing, or just plain Hinkle, right? And if it's looked at, if BBB.org has it as Hinkle Roofing Products, Inc., but it's listing on Angie's list as Hinkle Roofing, then that could negatively impact his SEO if those two business names were not consistent across all platforms. And again, you do have a tool that's available to you, and I'll talk about that in just a second. This is a perfect example of what utilizing your BBB profile and maximizing it looks like. This is also a good example. Same profile, you just scroll down a little bit more. They've added services and products that they offer, and their business details are all up to date. A lot of this is automatically going to be generated through the system. Like, you can't change your years in business or any of that stuff, because when you fill out your application, that's going to automatically generate. However, you can promote your BBB reviews. And I always tell customers to promote their BBB listings in customer reviews. So hold on one second. We have a question. Mike Cox has a question.
Yes, ma'am. I just want to know how important, like on the back page you have there, how important is the categories where somebody searches you?
Okay, so it's extremely important. one, the categories is important. However, it's not a guarantee that you will pull up every single time when somebody searches for that particular category, if that makes sense. It just
Okay.
increases your chances of being found in that particular product search if it's in your BBB listing as a service or product or a category that you actually do. But it's extremely important. However, consistency again is key. So if you're consistently listing that across all of your platforms like X and Facebook, and all of the platforms are consistent with the same information, then you increase your chances of um, being brought up in the search.
So
But
what
I
if
want
you're
to make sure that I'm. Go ahead. Go ahead.
so what if your business or whatever is not in with the category, or it's hard to find your category in the business, or you're not sure what kind of business you have? And to be specific, we're a food trailer. So
Okay.
the food trailer may not have, we do bacon and we do burgers. Well, do we put that as a category? So if somebody's looking for bacon or we're looking for burgers, and how many categories do you actually want to have in that section? And the second question would
So,
be, is it like a hashtag or is it like an at with Facebook? And then I'll let you answer that. I appreciate your time.
oh, no problem. No problem. So categories are different than keywords. Okay. So categories are going to be what specifically the BBB has in the system that's relevant to your particular category. And we can walk you through that. But if you do a search for something, and it automatically, if you begin putting in the phrase that you're looking for, it'll tell you whether or not that category is available. But there's also a section where you can put keywords. We just recommend that you don't stuff it with a whole bunch of things, right? So let's say, for instance, you're a food trailer and you are known for 2 or 3 items that you sell specifically, right? If that's the case, then you want to make sure that those 2 or 3 items, because technically a person may search for that, and also add that with your business name. So that can help you to come up in a relevant search as well. So I hope that answers your question. But this is to make sure that you are again consistently putting the information in the system, so that way you have a higher probability of coming up in a search. Now, I'll be completely honest with you. There are companies that you can pay thousands of dollars a month. We also have an SEO product because we have business owners that don't have time to manage this. This is literally a full-time job. Not necessarily your BBB profile. You get that, it's 100% for free. And there's things that you can do to optimize your BBB profile that talks to your SEO, because that's important. However, there are companies that their main job is to, when we talked about the Google search, is to get you on the first or second page of a Google search in an SEO result. So that's it's two totally different things, but we can also talk about that as well. Did that answer your question, Mike?
Yes, ma'am, it did. Thank you very much.
Okay. All right. Again, perfect example of what a profile that's completely optimized looks like. Another tip is to make sure that you respond. So, one, you have to respond to all of your complaints, right? You already know that. But if you get a good review from a customer, whether it be on bbb.org, Google, Yelp, or any of those platforms, make sure you're responding to your customer reviews. Google sees that as new and unique content every time you touch a profile. When a person leaves you a review, they see that as new and unique content. However, when you respond to a review, it is also looked at as new and unique content as well. And you're also looked at to be an engaging business who, again, your lights are always flickering on, that your business is active and they're engaged with their audience. Okay, another thing that comes with your accreditation is the BBB dynamic seal. Okay, This is an example of what not to do, because Hinkle's site, he has, if you see all of the logos across the bottom, he has that he's BBB accredited. However, his website is not connected to his BBB profile. I will show you what the dynamic seal looks like so that everybody, if you don't have it on your website right now currently, you can go ahead and get with your web developer to make sure that it's added, because this is what the dynamic seal looks like. It's not actually a picture, it's a hyperlink that when you click on it, it goes straight to the BBB profile. So you see here that you have all of the information, again, from your profile, and it's connected 100% to the BBB profile. Very, very important to the business owner to make sure that they do that. Again, that is one of the things that you have available to you that will help out your SEO, and you don't have to pay for it. It's something that already comes along with your BBB accreditation. Also, if you're doing any other type of advertising, like digital marketing, billboards, or any of that stuff, if even if it's flyers that you're doing, make sure you're adding and utilizing the BBB accredited business logo so that people know that you've already been vetted, that you have the proper licenses to do a job. Anytime you're doing advertising, that logo just adds a sense of reassurance, because we're also on the TV and, the news, and telling everybody across the state to be on the lookout for the BBB accredited logo. So if you're paying to do advertising, make sure you add that, because it's something that comes along with your accreditation. And anytime you're doing marketing, you should add that to your marketing strategy as well. All right, so this is what I was talking about, of how you can verify whether or not you are listed consistently across all sites. So this is what's called a business snapshot. If you're accredited business with the BBB, then you get this report 100%. It's free to you. All you have to do is just contact us. If you have not received it, sometimes we send it to you and it goes to your spam, but it will tell you that you can be found on Google, you can be found on Facebook. This company can also be found on X. So all of the major social platforms that this particular business can be found on. And you see here, out of 63 available listings, 26 he's accurate. So he has a 57% accuracy listing rate across all of the platforms. And this just captures some of the main ones down here. However, it shows you exactly how it's listed as far as their address is concerned, their website, their phone number, making sure that's all consistent across all platforms. And again, this is something that comes with your BBB accreditation, okay? Any questions about the snapshot before I move on? Because this is very important. If you do not have this, please reach out to us. I'll give you information so that you can reach out to us so that we can get this report to you. It is a free report that's available to everyone. All right. So again, if you do not have your free digital snapshot, please reach out to Robin Wells. She's the digital marketing specialist. Anytime you have questions on your BBB profile, if you're having trouble with getting into your account, or she can even walk you through uploading the photos or the videos. If you aren't comfortable with that, she can help you to maximize your BBB profile as well. But also, a lot of the accredited businesses, about a year ago, we started offering digital marketing services as well. So we do have opportunities. If you don't have a website, and you're interested in doing a website, know that we have options for you that are extremely affordable, that we've negotiated with some businesses, to make sure that you guys are getting a great rate. But as part of your accreditation, you have access to SEO if you're needing help with that. YouTube videos, we do offer that service as well. There's also Google targeted display and Facebook and Instagram marketing that's available to you as well. And in July, we're going to launch our first digital billboard where we have several companies that have already signed up to participate across the state of Alabama in some digital billboards. And I'm talking about the digital billboards that you see on the interstate. We also have those available to you. So again, this is not about trying to sell you anything. I don't want anybody to, take away from this. Oh, she just got us here to try to sell us something. Absolutely not. But if you need our services and you need help with a website, just know that we're here to help you. And we can, even if you have a contract that you have signed with someone and you want me to take a look at the marketing services that you're doing, I'm here to help. So any questions that you have regarding digital marketing, feel free to reach out to Robin, or you can reach out to me. Okay. So what did we learn? And I just want to quickly recap that one, the BBB.org profile that you have in a system matters to Google. So if you have never logged into your BBB profile, I am begging you to please do so and check to make sure that your categories and your listings are correct on your profile and make sure that it's properly updated. Logging into your online account is recommended at least once a month, okay? To make sure that you're responding to all of your customers' reviews, because that helps your SEO. And if you have not uploaded the dynamic seal to your website, please do so. Again, that's something that comes along with your BBB accreditation, and it helps your SEO tremendously. And if you need help with anything that we talked about on this webinar, please do not hesitate to give me a call. So I am going to open up the floor for questions. I appreciate, Mike, you asking the first question, but if there are any questions about any information that I covered in this webinar, please, please, please do not feel free to, ask. The floor is yours right now.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay. I'm interested in the electronic billboard that you were speaking about. How is that paid for? Is that something that we pay monthly, or how does that work?
So with the digital billboards, it's a 3-month minimum commitment. Okay. And for the reason being is that we have to commit to the digital billboard company. And just understand, I want everybody to know what this actually is. So we've basically went to companies like Lamar and several other billboard companies in the state of Alabama, and we've negotiated a rate specifically for our accredited businesses. That if you were to go to Lamar, 9 out of 10, you would not be able to get that rate. I'm almost confident that you wouldn't be able to get that rate. Okay. So it's paid. You have to commit for 3 months. It will start in July. So the first round would be July, or the first commitment would be for 3 months, July to September. And your contract would end in September, but it's paid monthly, July, August, and September. You do have to pay in advance for us to create the artwork for you. And the way the digital billboard works is the investment is split between however many accredited business sign up for that particular billboard. However, we do not sell more than 6 companies in Birmingham on any individual billboard, meaning that you can either purchase an entire billboard by yourself, or we can split it between you and a non-competing business. Okay, so let's say, for instance, you were an auto repair service. We can put an auto repair service and a roofing company next to each other, and they share the expense of that big billboard, getting them the exposure without necessarily, I think in Birmingham, the most expensive billboard that we have is $1,300. However, that can be split in 2, but we can talk about that. And I can explain that to you and show you examples and all of that kind of good stuff.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And what was the name of your company? I can get you some additional information.
We are Winning Edge Network. Winning Edge Network.
All right, thank you so much. What was your name?
Mhm. I'm Jackie Watson
Jackie.
Jolly. Mhm.
All right, thank you, Jackie.
Mhm.
Any other questions? All right. Well, without if for any reason you have questions, feel free to reach out to me directly, either via email or that's my direct number. And I'll have Louis to put in the chat um, my email address. I neglected to put it on the PowerPoint presentation here. So that way, if you have a question or you think about something later, or you need steps to log into your BBB profile, we will be happy to get those instructions to you. I know if you're anything like me, my husband and I are small business owners, and when I got my BBB accreditation packet in the mail, I put it to the side, and I took the decals out of it. I stuck it on our window, and everything else was just like a blur. So, and I work here, so I understand that sometimes that kind of stuff can be intimidating. So again, if you need help, just give us a call. Okay. All right. Who is that? I can't see that far. Raina, you have a question? Just come
I
off mute.
I
Okay.
can't seem to log. I can't figure out how to log in.
Okay. I will get you login instructions. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Can you there my email address is in the chat. Can you just email me the name of your business and I'll get that over to you?
I sure will. Thank you.
All right, no problem. All right. Thank you guys so much for your time. We really appreciate you taking the time out of your day. I know it's lunch for most folks to join us. Again, we are going to have these monthly. Um, this particular type of webinar, we're only going to have quarterly, just to make sure that people are accessing their BBB profile and logging in and they know how to. Especially for businesses that have become newly accredited with us over, the last 3 months or so. However, we will have other informative webinars as well. So if you see an invite, just look at it and see if it's a subject that you're interested in. But the next one is going to be on effective marketing strategies for small business owners. A lot of times people think that marketing costs a ton of money, but there are things that you can do for free or that don't cost a whole lot that you can take advantage of. And I want to make sure that all of our accredited businesses know what those things are. Your BBB profile is at the top of that list, what I just covered today. But there are other things as a business owner that you can utilize as well, to make sure that you're maximizing your exposure, and making sure that you're working hand in hand with everything that you have going on, to get the most exposure for your business. So that will be the next webinar that we will be doing next month. So if you have a chance, when you see the invite, make sure that you tune into that one as well. Jackie has a question.
Actually, I was wondering, is there a price list to get so that we can have an idea of how some of these services might fit into our budget?
Absolutely. So I will get everyone that's attending the webinar today, I think you were prompted to send your email address. So what I will do is I will send you information on there are some packages that are like basically cookie cutter packages, that can get you minimal, like a foundation package. Or there's other options too that's more customized that you can take advantage of as well. So I will send you that. And again, if you have questions, just reach out to me, and I will be more than happy to walk you guys through that. Okay.
Thank you.
No problem. All right. Thank you guys so much for joining. Really appreciate it. And I hope you have a great rest of your day. I'll give you about 25 minutes of your time back. Have a great one.